Hi, everyone. Shelley Rael, registered dietitian nutritionist. And one of the questions that I get quite a bit is Is eating soy foods okay for me? I've got thyroid issues, or I'm a man, or any number of things like certain types of cancer. And my answer is this: in the amounts that most reasonable people would consume, it does not have harm. Let me explain a little bit more. So there are old studies or outdated information that if you have thyroid issues, you need to completely avoid soy, especially if you're taking medication. New research does not suggest that is necessary. So if you want to have soy milk or have some tofu or whatever the case may be, no big deal. It's okay. Even if you wanted to have soy milk every day, a cup of soy milk or whatever it may be every day, that should be fine. Men concerned about things growing where they shouldn't. And it's like, well, if that did happen, some women would take a lot more of it. And there would have an epidemic of issues in some of these Eastern Asian countries where soy is quite prolific. It's not an issue, again, in the amount that most people would reasonably consume. There is a documented case where a person, a male, had very high intake of soy and did have some side effects that most people don't want, gynecomastia or man boobs, as people call them. But here's the case: he was drinking 3 quarts of soy milk per day. That's 12 cups of soy milk per day. First of all, that's a lot of soy. Second of all, that's just a lot of anything. That's a lot of anything, whether that's water or any other type of fluid. That's a lot of calories on top of that. So I do emphasize the amount a reasonable person would consume, because even if you had a cup every day and had tofu in the same day, and you had other things that happen to have soy in it, because soy is in a lot of food products, it's really going to be extremely difficult, or it will take effort for somebody to get an amount in which it would have an effect. And in fact, there are different receptors between plants and animals, and even between humans and other animals, and we're not able to actually have an effect, for the most part, on some of these hormone like effects that some foods may have. And on a completely different note, just like in cow's milk, the hormones that may be found in cow's milk cannot have an effect on us as humans, because one, we don't have those receptors, and two, the stomach destroys it when it reaches it because of the acid already. So if you have concerns about soy, most of the time they're not necessary to be concerned about. If you don't like soy, nobody's forcing you to have it. I don't like tofu at all. Tried it many different ways, but that's my issue, nobody else's. But you really shouldn't have an issue or be concerned about soy. Even people who have recovered from certain types of breast cancer can still have soy, which historically we said no. It was said no. So if your doctor has told you otherwise, or I should say in the last few years, if your doctor has told you otherwise, if your doctor told you this 10 years ago, we have new information now. So keep that in mind. So if you've been specifically told not to have soy, double check that's a current recommendation for your specific issue, but don't be concerned about it. You're not likely to have a negative effect from it, because I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're a reasonable person who's not over consuming lots of soy or other products that could have a potential negative effect on your health. You take care, and I'll see you in a different video. Bye.